For thousands of years, humans have looked up at the moon with awe. A silver beacon in the night sky, it has inspired myths, guided calendars, and marked our tides. But now, it represents something even more powerful. Our future. A future where the moon is not just a celestial body but a destination, and possibly, a home. In 1969, humanity made history as Neil Armstrong stepped onto the lunar surface. Since then, no human has walked there again. But that's about to change. With NASA's Artemis missions, along with international and commercial collaborations, we're preparing to return. This time, not just to plant flags, but to stay. We stand at the edge of a new era, an era where the moon is more than a stepping stone, it's a launching pad for deeper exploration, innovation, and perhaps even survival. This is not science fiction, it's happening now. And this is the beginning of the story, the dawn of life on the moon. The moon may look peaceful from Earth, but it's an incredibly hostile environment for human life. It has no real atmosphere, only a thin exosphere, so there's no breathable air, no sound, and no protection from deadly space radiation or micrometeorites. Temperatures swing drastically, from scorching 127 degrees Celsius during the day, to freezing minus 173 degrees Celsius at night. The moon's surface is covered with razor-sharp, clingy dust that can damage equipment and harm human lungs. Its gravity is just 1/6 of Earth's, which weakens muscles and bones over time, and the complete lack of a magnetic field exposes everything to harmful solar and cosmic rays. Power is another major challenge, with long nights making solar energy unreliable, and communication with Earth has a delay, increasing isolation. Even small particles can travel at extreme speeds, posing lethal threats. Despite all this, scientists are developing advanced suits, habitats, and nuclear power systems to one day survive and thrive on the moon, turning this deadly world into a stepping stone for humanity's future in space. The story of humanity's journey to the moon began in the heat of the Cold War, when the United States and the Soviet Union were locked in a race not just for technological dominance, but for the future of human achievement. NASA's Apollo program, initiated in the early 1960s, was a direct response to Soviet space milestones and aimed to land a man on the moon before the decade's end. This mission was fulfilled on July 20, 1969, when Apollo 11's Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin became the first humans to walk on the moon, while Michael Collins orbited above. This moment wasn't just a scientific triumph, it was a symbol of global inspiration, unity, and the extraordinary potential of human innovation. Over the next 3 years, 5 more Apollo missions landed on the lunar surface, conducting experiments, collecting rock samples, and leaving behind a legacy of exploration. But after Apollo 17 in 1972, political interest and funding waned, and no human set foot on the moon again. For nearly 5 decades, the lunar surface remained untouched by human presence. However, the 21st century brought a renewed vision, one no longer driven by rivalry, but by collaboration, sustainability, and the desire to build a long-term human presence beyond Earth. This vision materialized in NASA's Artemis program, named after the twin sister of Apollo in Greek mythology, symbolizing a new era. Artemis aims to return humans to the moon, this time not just to visit, but to stay. The program's goals include landing the first woman and the first person of color on the moon, constructing a permanent base camp near the water-rich South Pole, and using the lunar surface as a testing ground for technologies that will later support human missions to Mars. Unlike Apollo, Artemis is not a solo mission. It involves international cooperation with agencies like ESA, JAXA, and CSA, and commercial partnerships through programs like Artemis Accords and the Lunar Gateway. This transition from Apollo's footprints to Artemis's foundation marks a shift from momentary glory to sustainable legacy, transforming the moon from a Cold War prize into a global platform for the future of space exploration.
To survive and thrive, future lunar habitats must function as fully self-contained ecosystems, recycling air, water, and waste, while regulating temperature and shielding occupants from harmful radiation. Engineers are exploring inflatable modules, 3-dimensional printed habitats using lunar regolith, and even underground lava tubes to provide natural insulation and protection. Advanced life support systems will use closed-loop technologies, such as bioreactors and algae-based oxygen generation to mimic Earth's natural cycles, while water will be extracted from frozen ice deposits near the Moon's south pole and purified for reuse. Temperature control will be achieved through active thermal regulation systems, and power will likely come from solar arrays or compact nuclear reactors designed to function during the Moon's 2-week-long nights. Artificial gravity, though still theoretical, may eventually be introduced through rotating structures to combat muscle and bone loss caused by low gravity. Every aspect of these systems must be designed for autonomy, redundancy, and minimal maintenance, as real-time help from Earth isn't always possible due to communication delays and distance. NASA, ESA, and private companies are already testing these technologies aboard the International Space Station and in analog habitats on Earth, preparing for the day when humans will not just visit the Moon, but live and work there for months at a time. These engineered environments won't just keep astronauts alive, they'll redefine the very meaning of home in space. Powering human life on the Moon presents a unique and daunting challenge, as the lunar environment lacks the consistency and resources we rely on Earth. With nights that last up to 14 Earth days and temperatures that swing from scorching heat to extreme cold, energy systems must be both robust and adaptable. Solar power is the most promising source, especially near the Moon's south pole, where certain peaks, called peaks of eternal light, receive near-continuous sunlight. Advanced solar arrays, possibly mounted on towers or crater rims, can capture and store energy during the lunar day. However, surviving the long lunar night requires reliable energy storage solutions like high-capacity batteries or regenerative fuel cells, which are still in development. To supplement solar energy, space agencies are also exploring small modular nuclear reactors, such as NASA's Kilopower project, which could provide continuous and stable power regardless of sunlight availability. These reactors are designed to be compact, lightweight, and capable of operating autonomously for years. Additionally, wireless power transmission systems, where energy is beamed from solar farms to distant habitats using microwaves or lasers, are under research to eliminate the need for long power cables. Engineers are also considering integrating energy production with habitat designs, such as using solar-heated walls or thermal batteries to maintain internal temperatures. The key to lunar energy lies in redundancy, efficiency, and self-sufficiency, ensuring that astronauts can work, live, and explore even during the darkest, coldest nights. As we take steps toward a permanent human presence on the Moon, these power systems won't just illuminate habitats, they'll energize humanity's future across the solar system. Sustaining human life on the Moon means solving two of the most fundamental challenges, providing reliable sources of food and water in an environment completely cut off from Earth's natural supply. Transporting large quantities of food and water from Earth is expensive and impractical for long-term missions, so scientists are developing innovative ways to produce and recycle these essentials on-site. Water can be extracted from lunar ice deposits, especially found in permanently shadowed craters near the Moon's poles, through mining and purification processes. This water will not only support drinking and hygiene, but also be split into oxygen for breathing and hydrogen for rocket fuel. For food, closed-loop life support systems are being designed to grow crops indoors using hydroponics and aeroponics, relying on LED lighting and recycled nutrients to mimic Earth's growing conditions. These mini lunar farms will produce fresh vegetables and possibly even proteins through algae or lab-grown meat, improving astronauts' nutrition and mental health by offering variety and a connection to Earth's natural cycles. Scientists are also researching ways to recycle organic waste into fertilizers, creating a sustainable, regenerative ecosystem within the habitat. Managing these life support systems demands precise control over humidity, temperature, and atmosphere composition to maximize growth and resource efficiency. Successfully sustaining food and water on the Moon is more than just survival. It's about creating a resilient, self-sufficient habitat that can support human life for months or even years, paving the way for deeper space exploration and, eventually, colonies on Mars and beyond. Navigating the Moon's rugged and unpredictable terrain is a critical challenge for lunar explorers, requiring specialized transportation and mobility solutions that can handle extreme conditions while ensuring astronaut safety and mission success. The lunar surface is covered with fine, abrasive dust called regolith, dotted with craters, rocks and steep slopes, all under only 1/6 of Earth's gravity, which affects vehicle stability and traction. To move efficiently, astronauts rely on lunar rovers, specially designed electric vehicles with robust suspension systems and large, flexible wheels that can handle rough ground without getting stuck or damaged. Early rovers used in the Apollo missions were open-air and lightweight, but future vehicles are expected to be pressurized, allowing astronauts to travel longer distances without their bulky spacesuits. In addition to rovers, NASA and private companies are developing robotic explorers, autonomous drones, and even small hopping landers that can traverse difficult terrain or deliver supplies across vast lunar distances. Mobility extends beyond vehicles. Astronaut suits are being engineered for greater flexibility, durability, and protection, enabling safer, longer extravehicular activities. Navigation is another vital aspect, as the lack of atmosphere means no GPS, so explorers will depend on advanced mapping technologies, onboard sensors, and lunar satellites to orient themselves and avoid hazards. Efficient transportation on the Moon is not just about exploration. It's essential for building habitats, mining resources, and establishing permanent bases, making mobility a cornerstone of humanity's next giant leap